Back at it for another episode all around. Guest on this show is Bryant assistant coach Chris Cole. What's going on, Chris?
What's happening, man? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I understand you got a lot of duties. It's that time of the year. We'll start off with as far as you guys moving to the American East. Obviously, I know you. It's been a nice influx of DMV talent throughout the conference with players and coaches. As a local product yourself, talk about how proud you are to see this be the case.
Yeah, I think it was a good opportunity for our university as a whole. Most of our sports, for the exception of football, made the move to the American East from the NEC, where we, as a university and men's basketball had some good years of success. I'm definitely proud to see a lot of our guys over here at Bryant because, of course, I grew up playing in the area. A lot of my relationships are in the area, and then I had a good stint of 5 years coaching at Clinton Christian / Rock Creek. So a lot of my relationships are from the area. So it was good to get in there and have some of the kids that I know from the area and their parents and other people to be able to get them over here and try to incorporate what we have going on here.
Obviously, at Brian, you guys are coming off an NCAA tournament appearance. What are the things you learned from that experience to not only return there but be there for a while?
Well, Carter, as you know, when I took over the job, man, nobody knew who Bryant was. Uh, Fortunately, Coach Grasso gave me an opportunity here, um, and we kind of built. So it's not really a 1 year thing that I've learned from. Like it's a process of building a program and watching guys like Phil Martelli and Jared Grasso on day in and day out. You kind of learn just nuances of what it really takes. They've been successful throughout their career before Brian as assistants and other roles. So just being able to see them operate and be able to pick their brain helped me a lot throughout the process. And I think I've gotten throughout this 5 year process where we are now. I think I've gotten better as an assistant, just being around them. And one thing we hang our hat on is just work. Man, we come in every day, and that's top to bottom, man. Coach Grasso has this thing running where we're talking about players right now, but the players got to put in the work, but coaches got to be here a certain time. They got to do their work. Our managers, our support staff, our younger assistants, everybody's got to, do their job, and a lot of people, I think what we have here is unique as we have a lot of competitive guys within our group. And I'm not just talking about the players, I'm talking about the organization, but we also have a care factor with each other where we're not stepping on each other's toes. We're not, I know a lot of staffs have a kind of little combat thing going. Everybody's here to win. And I think we do a good job of being able to play off each other so that we can put the best product out there for the players so they can put the best product out there for the university and the fans.
And you mentioned a while back, I want to go back to when you said Rock Creek playing Christian. You had experience as a head coach, at the high school level there. How tough was the transition from the high school level to Division I college as a coach?
It was going in. I didn't think it was tough because everybody thinks this thing is just about X's and O's and knowing basketball and knowing the game. And I've been playing the game since I was 4, so I know the game in and out. But there's certain nuances and other stuff that has to do with. I think Giannis was talking about the other day. Like it's not just a skill thing. Like being great at your job is not, and it's the same thing with coaching. Like I know a lot of point guards that know the game in and out, and they're not able to articulate and kind of operate in the college setting. So it was difficult. I don't know if there was one thing that was a transition, but being able to understand. The thing that helped me was I did understand leadership. So being able to understand leadership, that you have to play a role too. So I had to find my niche and understand what exactly my role would be here and what it would entail and how I can plug any holes or help the next guy. So I take pride in taking everything off of Phil Martelli's plate that I can and everything off of Jared Grosso's plate that I can And I think that's how you become successful in this business. Everybody wants to be like a one trick pony out here, whether it's just players or they're just a skill development. I try to pride myself in doing a multitude of things and being able to bring that to the table.
Charles Pride, man, you introduced me to him early in his career, and
Yeah.
you could kind of see the foundation of what he's become then.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he's one of the best players in the country. As the lone returning starter, outside the obvious thing, getting buckets, obviously. What are y'all, the coaching step demanding from him this upcoming season?
Well, we want Chuck, he took a step last year in his leadership. We want him to take another step in his leadership. He's as you know, when I introduced you to him, he's a workhorse, man, and he's in the lab. We have a saying called skill work, kill work. So he's part of that group. We put a lot of skill development time. And if you watch our guys, not even just the young kids that come in, but the transfers, a lot of those guys, their numbers increase, but also if you watch their nuances of their games become better, whether it's just patience or it's a skill thing. And I think Chuck's footwork and his touch around the basket and everything have gotten a lot better from day one of him stepping in to this role. But we're just looking for a little bit more leadership. We have a lot of transfers that come in, so he's one of those guys that helped start the winning tradition here at Bryant. So he knows what it takes day in and day out. He knows what the hard days are going to look like. He knows what the good days are going to look like. So he's able to articulate why we're doing certain things to the rest of the guys.
Piggybacking off the transfer portion of your answer, you just stated. Y'all had great success in the transfer portal. Bringing in, to me, one of the best group of transfers in the country. A lot of programs would have been happy with one of those players like Doug Edert or Earl Timberlake, who I love his game. Sherif Kenney, another local product. Antwan Walker from Rhode Island, saw a lot of him covering GW. Kvonn, Cramer, Chauncey Hawkins. What does each player bring to the table, and how do they, as a whole, just boost not just expectations, but the level of play within your program?
Well, one thing we do, and it's something that Coach preaches to us that is non-negotiable for us in recruiting. We recruit competitive guys. So each one of those guys are ultra competitive, which brings the edge to practice, which makes everyone better. Just to go through quickly, like Chauncey, his toughness and tenacity over the ball and his quickness. Doug, of course, you guys saw him at St. Peter's and what he was able to do with his shot-making ability. But not only just Doug's shot-making ability, man, he's a great cutter. He does things out there, Klay Thompson-ish, that will help our ball club in the way we want to play as far as spacing the floor and being fast. Antwan Walker can do a multitude of things from different positions on the floor, and he's a great offensive rebounder. I think people are really going to be surprised with Sherif Kenney. I don't think they've seen, even though he was the sixth man of the year in the A-10, I'm not sure if people seen his game in totality. And then Earl Timberlake, we know what he was in high school before his injury. And of course, I don't think too many people know the extent of what he has gone through injury-wise in the last 2 years. But I'm excited for him to be getting healthy now. And I think people will see a glimmer of what the old Earl Timberlake was.